Here we are, another When I'm Not Podcasting. We're going to talk about Lil Nas X and the new video he just released, Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Yeah, this video, this is where we are in society and culture, where, there's not much left that can shock and awe people. Probably this. So here's what it is. So the rapper, best known for Old Town Road, he released a new single with a letter to his 14-year-old self. It's an unabashedly queer video called Montero, parentheses, Call Me By Your Name. So together with the self-directed video by Tanu Muino, quote, in life we hide the parts of ourselves we don't want the world to see. We lock them away. We tell them no. We banish them. But here, we don't. So he introduces us to the fantasy land of Montero because his name is Montero Lamar Hill, where he's free to embody his sexuality as he pleases. And he depicts several Lil Nas X alter egos and scenes inspired by history and mythology. But then he goes ahead and has a makeout session with an alien version of himself, a Marie Antoinette-inspired stoning, and a lap dance with Lucifer, the devil himself, Satan, Satan. Pretty basically, right? So now, he released the Call Me By Your Name video alongside a letter to his 14-year-old self. Dear 14-year-old Montero, I wrote a song with our name in it. It's about a guy I met last summer. I know he promised to never come out publicly. I know he promised to never be that type of gay person. That type of gay person. In parentheses. I know he promised to die with a secret, but with this will open doors for many other queer people that simply exist. You see, this is very scary for me. People will be angry. They will say I'm pushing an agenda, but the truth is I am. The agenda is to make people stay the fuck out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they should be. Sending you love from the future. So this is much different than the video for Holiday that he put out for Christmas. So, and Rolling Stone got up on this story and they decided to go and talk to the Church of Satan and what the Satanist community thought about the new Lil Nas X video. So here's what we got. Here we go. If you didn't see this, okay, Lil Nas X seduces with a lap dance in the video the Prince of Darkness himself, riding a stripper pole to hell and steals his horns. And the rapper twerking atop a swole, zaddy Satan in the video is redolent with symbolism. As Lil Nas X put in a press release, it was intended as a nod to homophobes who accuse gay people of going to hell with the dethroning of Satan as a means of dismantling the throne of judgment and punishment that has kept many of us from embracing our true selves out of fear. And it also appears to be a fuck you to those on the far right who accuse Lil Nas X of Satanism back in 2019. So there's been widespread acclaim on social media for his sumptuous, provocative imagery, as well as the expected condemnation for those on the right accusing Lil Nas X of indoctrinating innocent children into becoming lap dancers. Classics, scholars, wig enthusiasts, it's unclear. However, the question remains, what do actual Satanists think themselves of the video? So it turns out one Satanist loves Montero. That's David Harris, the magister for the Church of Satan. He is similar to a Catholic cardinal, by the way, a magister. Quote, he obviously did his homework. Whether he consulted with us directly or just did his own research, he clearly put a lot of effort into this video. Okay. And yeah. Oof. Okay. The ending of the video where Lil Nas X snaps Satan's neck and puts the horns on his own head. I can't believe I'm reading this. To crown himself as a god is what struck Harris as the most satanic part of the video. We view ourselves as the most powerful beings in the world. The fact that he crowned himself as Satan, now that's satanic. Wow. Okay. So there you have it. Lil Nas X has the Church of Satan's stamp of approval. Well, we already know, we heard about people feeling that Hollywood is very satanic in its own nature, its own Sodom and Gomorrah, if you kind of read how the Bible kind of portrays Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the same kind of idea as Hollywood. Very, debaucherous, if you will. So with that said, I see the argument. Now, was this kind of a stretch for Lil Nas X to go ahead and decide to go so far into this? Because it really is satanic. I mean, it really is. There's a whole lot of a lot of symbolism because he does start out with Adam and Eve in the legendary fantasy world of Montero. And I think people need to go and look past the whole satanic symbolism of the whole video and look at the fact what he's trying to say. Again, the video, the letter to himself says everything. So he's trying to say, again, the agenda to make people stay the fuck out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they be. And I don't see what's wrong with that. I think the whole thing is that we already know people are going to feel indifferent about certain people's lifestyles, opinions, political, social, cultural, all that, right? The point is, I think people need to understand there's a point where everybody can have their own thing. So why are we so worried about everybody else's things? Why can't we just worry about ourselves? Think for ourselves, worry about ourselves, quit worrying about trying to control other people. Now, when I hear one side say, oh, well, the people that are on the political side, one side says this group needs to be controlled. The other side says somebody needs to be controlled. Listen, creating and fostering division and hate, it's being done at the highest levels of corporate society and all the people that are, major benefactors of commercialism, of capitalism, all those kind of things. So there's money to be made in division and hate. We already know that, and it's been done that for years. It's been done like that forever. And for this right here, the fact that Lil Nas X, I think he went the satanic route to try to get the message across. So will the video stand out? Yes. I mean, are people going to be paying attention to it so much and get the message he's trying to say? That's the question here. Is the symbolism going to overpower what he's trying to say? I mean, he went pretty far stretched to make his point, but I get his point. I justify his point. But again, did he need to go so far and go the route that he did, locking horns with Lucifer and going into a route of Satanism? It's obviously going to start people talking. It's obvious that's what he wanted to do, made the intention. So he's very good at making things go viral. Obviously, the Old Town Road went viral 16 weeks at was it 18 weeks? 19 weeks at number one on the Billboard Hot 100. The longest reigning Billboard Hot 100 song ever at like 1 minute, 52 seconds. And this song here, and when I heard the song, if I didn't have the video, it sounded okay. But yeah, it's a stretch at the least. And I think that, if he wanted to get the blowback for it, I mean, that's another thing. People used to go and say, hey, bad publicity or good publicity is publicity anyway. And I feel like that's where we are here. And so he planned on this. Listen, this is orchestrated. I don't think he's being dumb about it, but I think it is something, concerning the fact that the Church of Satan endorses the video, basically. And I don't know if that says much about who about the kind of any beliefs or any kind of faith that Lil Nas X has. I don't know if he does. But again, I don't know. And I think this, it's the idea of using this as a ploy to make a point that's going to scare the shit out of people. And I get why. And, I don't necessarily like it that somebody has to use Satan about this. I think we haven't talked much about Satan or, Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan or anything like that for a long time. I don't think people want to. That's another group altogether. Just saying. And again, that's another group. Live your life. Live as you think. But again, I don't like people putting, things down other people's throats. The idea of trying to force an agenda or force a narrative. I don't care for that. The mainstream news does that all the time. I could give two shits about them. And do you have to actually go to this part to actually make the point? I mean, was there any other way? I guess not. But again, we're in such a sensitive, hypersensitive society right now that I don't know how people would actually react to it. Again, look at how people reacted to WAP, the performance at the Grammys, and look at where we are now with the song. Well, the song's going to sell some singles, and most likely we'll get. People are going to be talking about it. I'm wondering if this is even going to chart. It could, because I think people are going to want to go back and look at this video. They're going to analyze it. They're going to try to pinpoint. They're going to try to just, interrogate and just look at and pinpoint in detail every little thing that's going on. In this video, that's what they're going to do. So I see where that's coming from there. I don't know. I don't think the Satanist route was the best route, but, he thought this was where to go. So he's a big boy, right? He'll take the heat for it, and I'll keep an eye on it, see what else comes up from it. Anyway, that's it for this edition, and I'll talk to you next time.